Lovely scenes. In the capital city of Itanagar, almost 18 kilometers drive from here. Still no dearth of excitement. The tickets sold out. It's a full house, jam-packed, Golden Jubilee. So a similar scenario during the Santosh Trophy final last year. Shami. Can he get one more for the Blue Coals? A slight scramble. So it's been cleared by Bangladesh. They've grown into the game, the Bangla Tigers. Beautiful ball. Great opportunity across the face. Just has to slide in, Rifat Qazi. They are getting there, the Bangla Tigers, time and again.
Oh, that burst of pace. Look at that burst of pace from Nazmul Faisal. It was excellent, and the captain, very unselfish out there. He could have gone for the shot. Look at the run. The first touch, perfect, takes it away from the defender. Could have gone for a shot any other day, but very unselfish, looked for a cross. Wasn't the wrong decision, but just inches away from the approaching Rifat Qazi. Bangladesh, the positive about them, I would say, is that even after that goal being disallowed, a foul being given just before the final header came in, they did not stand and continue gambling about it. They carry on with the game, and they are trying to create more chances. That is positive from a young side. You want to see that from the youngsters.
Just that they've started to win those midfield battles. Kamal and Samuel grown into the game, which is why Bangladesh showing some positivity going forward, putting the Indian defense under pressure for the first time in this tournament. Sumit Sharma and Abranches under the scanner. Four minutes added on. Can they find an equalizer before heading into the break? The Blue Coals went off the boil. The Bangla Tigers, will they roar before the half-time break? Murshid Ali onto Salahuddin. Samuel Raksham.
Look at that dribbling work from Samuel Raksham. He's looking dangerous. The cross was overweight, but the work before that, initially Murshid Ali and then the captain Faisal combining with Samuel Raksham. They're playing around a few good passes to stitch up the moves, Bangladesh.
This is something which I was mentioning, Bhashwa. Samuel and Kamal getting involved a lot more since the last 10 minutes. It has changed the dimension of the game. They've got the foothold back. The likes of Shumon and Murshid Ali asking questions of the Indian defense, trying to put the likes of Sohum Yutreja and Malim under pressure. Ashikur Rahman. Long run up, speared into the penalty area. And that will bring a corner for Bangladesh. A bright idea just falters in execution. I'm looking for a flick on from Mithu Chaudhary. Nazmul Faisal, can he unnerve Suraj Singh? It's low towards the near post. And India finally they clear. A chaotic moment inside the box.
Every set piece is looking dangerous. That was chaotic. No one could get the shot off. And eventually Arbash clearing his lines. And he's a scuffed clearance, and they'll again go for the long throw with Ashikur. Bangladesh, they are looking dangerous. For the Indian fans, I would say, with the substitutions coming in and the way Bangladesh have played in the second half, they'll only get dangerous, and India would certainly require a second to sit safe. And for the Bangladesh fans, I would only like to say that the way they're performing right now, it's only uphill for them with the attacks and the chances being created. They might very soon get the equalizer. It's not at all going to be an easy night for either of the sides.
It just seems like they are a step away from getting that goal, Bangladesh. They've thrown the kitchen sink at this Indian team. A bit of wind knocked out of their sails. India under the pump. Throw in this time from the right hand side. There's the flick on. Helps it towards Faisal. A comfortable height in the end for the goalkeeper as he plucks it out of the air to safety.
A correct decision by Suraj not to rush it.
Rohan. Was he fouled? Went down too easily. Referee waves play on. Has that tendency of taking on players. So dangerous in a one-on-one situation. Saw the early sparks of Udanta Singh on him.
The landing looked awkward. It looks like the shoulder. Referee wants him off the pitch. But I think there is a question genuinely that needs to be asked. India are doing well at the moment. Apart from that strike, they have not really created too many open chances. But do they have enough on the bench to change things in the second half, India? Because we've seen throughout the tournament, the first 11 has been lethal. Rohan, Omang and Chacho up front. But once the players come off the bench, it's been mostly when the game is done.
No impact from the bench players. Bangladesh will come hard at them in the second 45. Earned themselves a corner. Nazmul Faisal, the captain, causing a lot of issues for the Indian defense. From the corner. One more chance. It was dipping in. Plenty of blue shirts back behind the ball. Still bobbing in the area. Sat up nicely. And the half-time whistle. India needed it more than anyone else. And at the break, the Blue Coats go into the dressing room. audacious try. This is where most of the players in the South Asian region they falter in decision making in and around that 25-yard out. That's a low hit, comfortably gathered by Surat Singh.
And I think it is the exact change which Bangladesh made against Nepal. Joy Ahmed coming in place of Suman Saran, and he was somewhat the weak link, I would say, in the first half, and they have spotted that void wide. And that is the change which changed the game initially for Bangladesh. There's a man down in the center of the park. Play on, an advantage allowed.
There is Lacuna on the far left, asking for the return. Murshid doesn't get it. Malam. The right place at the right time. No nonsense defending from India. Player lying down injured. Play stopped. It looks like a back injury.
I think Kamal was the guilty party there. A few words exchanged with Umang Dodum. It was the previous attack. A thumbs up from the physio that he was caught out on that counter. And the crowd eagerly waiting for some more fireworks on the pitch. Just one goal so far. But that is how it is generally in finals. Unless a team can really step up and take it away. Bangladesh just getting some more instructions being showered on. But with that substitution, you could see the previous cross coming in from Joy Ahmed. And it will be a wait of time before they bring in the likes of Mohammad Manik on the pitch.
Intense tactical battle. It's more like a chessboard. Viana Fernandez against Golam Rabi Chotan. Let's see whose king falls in the remaining minutes of this game. Now it breaks in the circle. Slightly impatient Rohit. Now down the line. Joy Ahmed has set off. And he wins a corner kick. The captain Nazmul Faisal, every time there's a corner, he's been called upon. Will it be in-swing floater? In it comes. A couple of blue shirts went up for it. It's back into the territory. Looking for the curl, didn't get it. Easy collection in the end. Surat Singh yet to be beaten in this competition.
In a somewhat similar fashion, it looked like how India scored. But how many corners now have they won since the last quarter of the first half? Almost 5-6 corners back to back. Even 2 already in the second half, and that is what pressure can do to the best of us. Shami just clearing it out and gifting away a throw in.
Succumbing under pressure, India. They're feeling the heat for the very first time in this competition. It's a perfect preparation for the AFC Asian Cup coming up next year. We've got to face teams of much higher rank. Almost given away. Prashant Jajo. India just trying to close down the passing lines, avoiding spaces in between the lines, forcing Bangladesh to make those sideways movements.
Bangladesh are controlling the tempo and pace of the game at the moment, and that is what is more of a concern for India. Haven't created too many attacks as such lately.
Maintaining their shape very well, the Blue Coals. The midfield now very close to the back four, trying to have more numbers in the defending area to outnumber the opposition. The Bangladesh was supplying a high line in defense, trying to narrow down the playing area. Bashwat.
But you very rightly mentioned one thing a while ago, very valid, that they're preparing for the under-20 Asian Championships, and this is a good test already ahead of them. What will they do against the bigger ranked, the higher ranked teams, and when the test is even tougher? And this is just an example of and a platform to showcase yourselves of how you deal with pressure. And also the question that remains, who has a stronger bench will be the winner tonight, according to me.
Let's see when Ghulam Robi Chhotan brings on Mohammad Manik. Now nicked off his feet, Murshid! Straight onto the gloves of Surat Singh. It was a threatening run from the number 11 once more, taking on the Indian defense. Just couldn't match up in terms of pace, Malim Gamba.
He clearly likes his left foot more, Murshid Ali. There was a mistake from Malim, and they're all crumbling under pressure. Arpash has been pretty silent at times, given away the ball, even Shami, and now Malim creeping in, a mistake forced from them. There needs to be different ideas, maybe time to switch to plan B.
Okay, coming at the Indian defense once more. Loves just cutting onto his left foot. India trying to close him down. Takes that hit. Nazmul Fazal. And then to work off. Mitu Chaudhary on his toes. Umang Dodum, a very, very clever number 9. He doesn't allow the opposition defenders to settle down. Sohumit Reja makes that inverted run. Plenty of numbers inside the box. Oh! Acrobatic attempt, Prashant Jajo on the rise. Didn't really connect. That could have been one of the best goals of the tournament without a shadow of a doubt.
Missed the flight, ran a bit too much, ran ahead of the ball. The cross wasn't too bad from Rohan. It was just behind, you see, just ran a bit too much out there. And that is where he lost track of the ball. He's caught himself in the process. But a one rare attack. And a card coming out, not sure for whom.
Substitution for
and there's the change I was talking about.
Number 20, MD Rifat Qazi, replaced by player number 9, MD
Mohammad Manik.
Manik.
Coming in place of Rifat Qazi. He's got that tall frame to trouble the opposition defense. He transfers his body weight onto defenders. Has that ability to hold off challenges. A very physical striker. Rifat Qazi more of a direct player. So both the strikers have got their own advantage and disadvantages. But at this stage, Bangladesh, they need a target man up top, which is why you see that move from Ghulam Robi Chhotan.
It is the same plan again. First it is Joy Ahmed, and now it is Mohammad Manik. That is what we have discussed in the first half. But what do India have in their bench? We have seen Johan Benjamin at times, Gurnach to do the defending.
But that's poor. Murshid Ali just stepped over. Surat Singh was very alert. That was dipping in. What a great hit.
A difficult angle for him, body off balance, not in proper shape, still manages a shot on target. Wonderful reflexes from the keeper to just tip it away.
Corner comes in towards the back post, into the corridor of uncertainty. Bangladesh throwing body forward, breaks for the man in red. And that's filled in. Bangla Tigers are right back at this. It's the super sub, Joy Ahmed. Pin drop silence in the stadium. Golam Ravichandran plays his card at the right moment. And at the hour mark, Bangladesh, they claw their way back. It's 1-1.
It was coming. It was coming all the way. The pressure building, corners after corners, attacks after attacks. A force saved and then off the keeper. The first goal India conceded in the tournament, but from the crowd, any shot, any deflection would have helped them. It was the substitution. Probably took a big deflection off a defender, but Joy Ahmed wouldn't mind it. It is the goal for Bangladesh and the equalizer. What do India do now? Bangladesh, momentum in their favor. India went into a shell and hence they concede. It was coming. You could sense it.
Joy Ahmed breaks the human air to a forest of blue shirts. Keeper unsighted. Number 13. Now we have a game on our hands. It's evenly poised. First goal, as you mentioned, conceded by India.
What I'm very surprised to see is that India not making the press here.
Oman Godum with that chip inside the box. Claiming for a penalty. Mohammad Arbash lost his composure. Saw the tiny little window and tried to slip in. The number 10.
Looked like a clip though. Didn't lose control of the ball there. Arbash, not much complaints from Arbash either. Just a friendly hand in exchange. But I think what I was trying to mention is Shami is complaining about that penalty not being given. Even in the first half, there was an incident which was not given. But at the same time, what I'm surprised to see is that India not making the press. That is what we have seen in the other matches. India making the press, winning the ball back in the midfield. And the midfield has been silent tonight for India.
The crowd absolutely shell-shocked. Bangladesh's 8th goal of this SAFF Under-19 Championship. Last time they took on India in the knockouts back in 2015. They lost in tiebreaker in the semi-final. Will be looking for redemption this time around. Wholesale of changes from Bibiana. Rishi Lunkim.
Substitution for India.
Prashant Jajo comes off.
Replaced by player number 19,
And that's that for
Johan Benjamin.
Umang Dodum as well. What you make of the changes, Bashwa?
A little surprised, but then at the same time, because nothing was working, you expected changes coming. 3 altogether and 3 lethal players going off. Danny Matei, who scored in every game so far. Prashant Jajo, the impact man who wasn't used as such on the left flanks too much. And Umang Dodum, he was the only positive outbreak tonight in India's attack. So a bit surprising, but what can the changes do? This was the previous chance.
Yes, the previous chance.
Substitution
There'll be
for
question
India. Player
on that
number
decision.
9, Oman Godum, replaced by player number 20, Emnichu
They had a great
Lunkim.
day in the office. Danny Matei, Omang Dodum as well. It's a wonderful platform for the bench players, the likes of Rishi and Lunkim, to prove their mettle, to rise to the occasion. The team now demands a performance. Hardly had any impact from the bench players, the Blue Coals. Will that trend change in the final? This is where it matters the most. A clumsy challenge. The referee will brandish a yellow card. Looks like it's the goal scorer, Joy Ahmed, into the referee's book.
Indeed, that was a clumsy challenge. The assistant referee spotting it right. Arbat controlling it. He was sliding in the path. Totally missed the ball. And a certain yellow card for the goal scorer. But at the same time, is there a repetition of a script in the previous age group tournament that India won? If you remember, there was a man who plays currently in Delhi FC, Goyari, who's scoring the winning goal. Here comes in Lunkin, who will be leading strike at the moment.
Lunkim expected to operate central. Can India choreograph this free kick into a goal? The crowd getting behind them. Shami. All eyes on the puck. It's penalty here. Shami's delivery will be retrieved. Eventually the ball wins the race.
I'll be very surprised to see them sitting back even now, India. Maybe now is the time to step up, change gears again and play their natural way, go out and express themselves. We'll be expecting a lot from Johan Benjamin and Lunkim.
Let's see how that combination works for Viviano Fernandez. Shami thought about it first time and then deciding it to play it on the right. Soham Yutreja denied space. Throw in for India. There is still time though. Ball delivered. No problems whatsoever for Ismail Hussain.
Yeah, the cross wasn't perfect, and that doesn't look good because he's gone down for the second time now. Has a heavy strapping in his knee as well. Not sure what exactly the concern is. It is the ankle.
It looks like he's twisted his ankle. A lot of agony. The referee just asked for medical intervention, and these are the goals. And it began with this brilliant strike from Shami. Incredible distance. Just bending it towards the far. Eventually lands at the back of the net. Getting it past the goalkeeper. And to a crowd of players, Joy Ahmed with that decisive touch. Poking it goalwards. Taking India by surprise. Suraj Singh beaten for the first time in the tournament. Johan Benjamin for India. Murshid Ali. Strong reply from Bangladesh. By the way India played the previous 3 games, it looked like they would easily walk away with the trophy. Now the Bangladesh eventually proved they are no pushovers. Lunkim with the touch. And he draws a foul. Free kick for India from a good position. And the yellow card comes out once more. This time it's Ashiqur Rahman, who did score that goal against Nepal in the semi-final.
Indeed, and that is positive from Lunkim. He has points to prove. He came on in the match against Nepal, missed a few sitters out there, and I think he has that in his mind. Now he wants and needs to perform for his team. A little flick away from the defender, but before that, the touch from Arbash and the control was excellent from him. And the flair and skills have suddenly gone missing from this Indian side, and they need to gain back their confidence.
Bangladesh, they fought for every ball. It's a tenacious midfield of Kamal, Samuel, Murshid. And with the inclusion of Mohammad Manik, they have a man to aim at now. Can Mohammad Arbash change the scoreline? Can India reclaim the lead? A sizable wall ahead of him. Just need to get it up and over. Shami. It's Mohammad Arbash takes it straight at Ismail Hussain.
And not a bad free kick from that distance out. Mohammad Arbash keeps it on target. And Ismail Hussain made sure it did not spill. The positioning was correct from the keeper. And remember, Ismail Hussain made a few important saves in the first half.
The way India have begun the game, especially the first 20 minutes, they could have put the game to bed. Wasted opportunities, wasted sitters. That might haunt them.
Give up!